Okay, hopefully you have your notes again. This is a PowerPoint, it's actually a Word doc called More Muscle Facts. And I've just created this one in a PDF format to go over it with you. And so, some facts. Muscle fiber arrangements. Now the first one is parallel. And you can see on the left are parallel. It says muscle fiber bundles, which are fasciculi, run parallel to the long axis of the muscle. The tendons at the origin and insertion are flat. Examples, the stylohyoid muscle, sartorius muscle is a good one. And they basically are long muscles, and they have an origin and an insertion. So the fibers are running lengthwise. All the fasciculi are lengthwise in this muscle. So they're long, straight ones. You can look this up in your book or online, see what the sartorius looks like. It's a long strap muscle in your leg. You have several of these in your body. So that's a parallel fiber arrangement. Convergent, a broad origin of fasciculi converges to a narrow restricted insertion. Here's your origin. Here's your insertion. Examples, the deltoid muscle on your shoulder is kind of triangular shaped. You feel your shoulder and it goes down to a point on your upper arm, your deltoid. It's called the deltoid muscle. Pectoralis major, it's on your chest. Big bodybuilders, looks like they have big old breast muscles there. Well, those are broad on the sternum and they go under the arm, so they converge. And on the back, if you've ever watched these weightlifters hulk over, they lean over and flex their muscles and the back sides pop out. Those are the latissimus dorsi, so they're broad on the back and they converge narrow under the arm again. So those are convergent from a broad origin to a narrow insertion. Now pinnate means like feather. The fasciculi, the bundles of muscle fibers, are short in relation to the length of the entire muscle. The tendon extends nearly the entire length of the muscle, so it's down the middle almost of that whole muscle. The fasciculi, the bundles, are arranged obliquely toward the tendon. So there are two types here. One called unipinnate. It's a half feather. You see it has a long tendon here, and the fasciculi are arranged at an oblique angle. So they look like a half of a feather here. Example is extensor digitorum muscle. You'll see these when you get to the muscles and look at the muscles themselves. You can look at the fiber direction here. Well, that's a unipinnate. Well, here's a bipinnate. Both sides. So there's a tendon that pretty much goes through here, and you see these fasciculi are arranged on each side going at an angle toward the middle. So fasciculi are arranged on both sides. The rectus femoris muscle is a good one. It's right on the top of your leg. It's one of your quadriceps muscles. Very, very easy to see on any drawing or any model. You can see this bipinnate muscle. It's on the top of your leg. Another arrangement is circular. The fasciculi are arranged in a circular pattern, and they can enclose an orifice. Now you have this around your eye. It's called the orbicularis oculi. Have it around your mouth. It's called the orbicularis oris. You have a pyloric sphincter that allows food to leave your stomach and go into your small intestine. You have an internal and an external urinary sphincter, which allow urine to leave your urinator when you have to go TT. You have an internal and external anal sphincter. Those are around also for controlling bowel movement. And you even have them around your blood vessels. They're called precapillary sphincters. And there are just a few smooth muscle fibers that constrict or control the blood flow going to your capillaries of your extremities, like your skin and your arms and legs, toes, fingers. So any type of a circular muscle is a sphincter. Circular sphincter. Now we have some group actions here also. These are just the way that they work. The first ones are called agonist. Agonist, a muscle which causes a desired movement. Flexing the arm, the biceps is the agonist. The one on top of your arm that allows you to flex your arm is the agonist. It's accomplishing the desired movement. Well, there's another set called antagonist. Antagonist, the muscle which opposes the desired movement. flexing the arm, the triceps is the antagonist. Okay, so when you flex your arm, the agonist is the biceps on top. And as that muscle shortens and it moves, raises your forearm, the triceps on the underside is being stretched. So they're resisting that movement by being stretched. Well, let's see, when you extend your arm back out, your triceps are the agonists. They're the ones that are working to cause the desired movement, and your biceps is the antagonist. So they change. The desired movement, the muscle accomplishing the desired movement is the agonist. The one that is resisting the desired movement is the antagonist. Now there's some other ones called synergists. These are going to be helpers. They assist the agonist to produce an effective movement. Have examples: flexing the arm, the deltoid abducts. Remember, ab means away from, so it's going to pull your arms out a little bit to the side. Pectoralis major chest muscle is convergent. Adducts brings your arms in and immediately rotates the humerus. So when you lift something, you don't just walk over to it and grab it with your hands and just lift up. If you pay attention, your body will naturally rotate your arms medial a little bit, and the synergists are causing that to happen. You have a lot of synergists on your back around your scapula, which help to control your arm and hold it in place when you're lifting something or pushing something. Helps to stabilize the muscle, the movement of that act. And those are synergists, ones that help the agonist for a desired movement. Now, naming muscles. We'll find that a lot of these muscles are named into certain characteristics. So you need to remember some of these words, okay? This is part of your whole course, is a new language. So the direction of the muscle fibers is how some of these muscles are named. Now the word rectus means straight. So rectus femoris goes straight over the femur. When you look at the eye, you have the superior rectus, a straight muscle, inferior rectus, medial rectus, and lateral rectus. So you're going to have rectus, means straight, and these are straight and kind of flat muscles. Transverse means across. You have one in your abdomen. It's on the inside, the innermost muscle of your abdomen, called the transverse abdominis. It goes across your abdomen. So see, these words help you understand what the why the muscle's named what it is. Oblique means at a diagonal. External obliques, these are on the sides, and you'll see a picture of that in your PowerPoints. And there's also one called the internal oblique. They don't go straight across, and they don't go straight up and down. They're at an angle. The externals are like, if you're looking down at your belly, they're like fibers go toward your midline, from high to low, like forming a V. And the internals are the opposite. They form an A-frame, going from your sternum, let's say, out to the sides, kind of. Location is also how things are named. Rectus femoris, okay, straight, the direction, over the femur. Tibialis anterior. The tibia is your shin bone. It's on the front side of your tibia. Orbicularis oculi, circular muscle around the eye. So location is also how some of these things are named, especially a lot of muscles. Number of origins. Biceps brachii has two heads that attach up on your shoulder origins, and has one insertion, so a number of heads. Or you could even say the belly parts. Triceps, there are three heads, and you'll learn those on the arm. Quadriceps on your upper leg, there are four heads. Quad is four, and it's over the femur. So we'll look at the quadriceps femoris. It has four heads. Size is also how things are named. Maximus, there has to be more than one, otherwise it wouldn't be called maximus. Like gluteus maximus, your buns. They also use another word, major, maximus and major for largest. Minimus is the smallest. Longus usually is used to compare to longus and brevis. Longus means long, brevis means short. And you'll see some of these muscles, like some of your radialis muscles, has a longus and a brevis head. The longus head has a longer tendon. The brevis head has a shorter tendon. So it has two heads, but one has a long tendon, one has a short. Shape. Deltoid means triangular. That muscle on your shoulder, that you can feel your shoulder, up on the top is kind of wide and then or broad, and it goes down to a point on your humerus, is triangular shaped. Trapezoid, trapezius on the back. It's one that goes like from your neck out to your shoulders and then down to your lower back. So it's kind of like a little cape on the back, formed like a triangle, but it's a trapezoid shape. It has 4 sides, not 3. It has 4 sides. So look at that one in your PowerPoints too. Origin and insertion. This is the cool one here. Sternocleidomastoid. That's the one in your neck. When people are really straining to lift stuff, you see 2 muscles, stretching out from your neck. Sternocleidomastoid. It's origin, insertion. Sterno for sternum, so one head is anchored to the sternum. Cleido is your clavicle, your collarbone, and mastoid is the mastoid process on your head. And so when the muscle contracts, it tilts your head down into the side. Okay, you see what you have them on both sides. Stylohyoid. Stylo, the styloid process on your skull, and it goes to the hyoid bone in your neck, your throat. So it's named after both of them. Origin, insertion, stylohyoid. Actions can also be a way that these are named. Flexor, flexi carpi radialis, that tells you a lot. Flexor surface, carpi is the wrist, on the thumb side. Extensor, extensor carpi radialis. Extensor is on the top part of your arm. Carpi, wrist, radialis on the thumb side. Adductor means toward. A D means toward. A B means away from, like to abduct is to lead away. But ad is toward. It's like toward the midline. So these are some things you need to go over. How muscles are named, and their the fasciculi directions, and just having a remembrance of this sheet of terms, which will probably be on your next test. Yeah, I'd look at them.